All right. I think we are live. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh man, I see so many of you in the stream already. It's so awesome to see you guys. Wow. How are you all doing tonight? This is a really late Friday night stream. And the great news is that I have to be up in like 6 hours because I have to go to a job. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. I have my monster though, so I'm all set. I am all set. Plus, guys, I'm actually streaming this through Google Hangouts just in case we want to bring on anybody later. Maybe I'll be able to get some people who want to join in on the stream. So that would be fun to get some people in here if you guys want to continue some discussions about Avengers Endgame. Um, but yeah, it's it's great to be here. Great to be talking with you guys, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts about Avengers Endgame. That's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. Man, we have so many people in here already. We have RC, Donovan, Alex, Cass, Tony, Jace, Nico, Terrence. So many of you already in the stream, and it's so awesome to see you guys. Plus, we already have a super chat from Polly D. How exactly did Tony get the stones off of Thanos' hand? First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for that super chat. It really means a lot to me, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, basically, what I mean, it wasn't like super complicated. Basically, when Tony was in his tussle with Thanos and stuff, somehow he must have like ripped them off of the gauntlet somehow, and then they obviously formed onto his gauntlet and stuff. Which I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, creatively, I don't really know how I feel about that because like, I don't know, like how does his gauntlet or how does like Iron Man's glove thing, how is that able to use the power of the stones? Like they had to actually make the gauntlet in a really special way in order to harness the power of the stones. But suddenly Tony's gauntlet can do that all of a sudden. I don't know. But I just kind of looked past it because like, come on. It's fine. It's a minor inconvenience, or convenience, I guess you could say. But but yeah, I am super excited to hear what you guys have to say about this movie. There are so many things about this. This movie is just like, it's crazy. This movie's insane. There's so much that happens in this movie, guys. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and see what you guys are talking about here. Endgame was nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Graves. The Senate is also in the chat. Hello. Terrence, Thanos didn't snap you away. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Terrence. By the way, guys, I'm gonna just flat out tell you right now, I am kind of exhausted right now. Okay, I'm really tired, but we're gonna power through this, and with your guys' help, we can get through this. So I'm just laying it out on the table for you guys right now. So Jugglesberry. So I guess the Black Widow movie is set in the past. I was actually straight up angry when they killed her. Was half expecting her to come back when Hulk or Tony snapped. Yeah, I guess it's set in the past. I don't know. I really don't know. Like I don't know what they're doing with the MCU at this point, to be honest. I know we're going to be getting more details about 2020 after Spider-Man Far From Home comes out. But and Kevin Feige actually said that Spider-Man Far From Home was the end of Phase 3. It isn't actually Endgame, it's Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm not sure how that works out, but I guess we'll find out when that movie comes out. But yeah, so as far as the Black Widow movie goes, I don't know. I really, if it's like a younger person who's trying to play Scarlett Johansson, I'm not, or Black Widow, I'm not going to be happy with that. It has to be Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow, and if someone else is playing her, I'm not going to be happy about that. If it is set in the past, that's fine, but they can't mess up that movie. This is seriously, guys. Black Widow is the movie that I've been wanting in the MCU ever since like Iron Man 2, pretty much, especially the Avengers movie. I've always wanted a Black Widow movie, and they just can't mess up this movie. Please, please don't mess up this movie. But unfortunately, with the way that the MCU is going and Marvel Studios and stuff, I have my doubts. I have my doubts. Unfortunately, let's see. Bastards killed Black Widow. Yep. Yes, they did. I'm sorry, Alex. I know you are like Black Widow's biggest fan. So I'm sorry about that. Unfortunately, it did happen. But I will say I thought that scene was amazing. I really did. The fact that Hawkeye and Black Widow basically fighting each other to see who's going to sacrifice themselves was just, it was incredible. It was incredible to watch. That scene was just really, really well done. It really was. And for a moment, I actually thought it was going to be Hawkeye. I really did. But then it was Black Widow. And I was like, wow, they actually did it. They actually went there. I like Professor Hulk better than regular Banner. Yeah, I thought that Professor Hulk was fine. I thought that was really cool that they made him Professor Hulk in this movie. It just shows more of an evolution with Hulk, because Hulk has honestly evolved a lot over these movies, and I appreciate that. I'm glad they aren't just continuing to stick with the version of Hulk that we usually think of him as like Banner versus Hulk inside of the same person, all of that stuff. So it's cool to see them meld the two together into Professor Hulk. So I really did like that a lot. And especially it really worked well with the story with him snapping his fingers to bring everyone back and stuff. So I thought that was great. This movie is exceptional. Yeah, it really is. Time travel was awful in this film. Too complicated. Yeah. To be honest, the time travel in this movie, I guess, wasn't too bad for me because I thought they kind of broke it down pretty simply. Okay, I'm gonna just say it right out now. I'm not one of those people that really enjoys time travel in movies. I'm not a fan of it because it usually just overcomplicates everything, and there's just so many stupid rules to time travel that I'm just like, okay, I don't, I, I don't care about this. I don't care about these rules. I don't care. So I usually am not a fan of time travel, and at first I was not a fan of the time travel in this movie. I was like, okay, I really don't like what they're doing here. But after they really, after they did some of the cool stuff they did, like show them back during the battle for New York and stuff, I thought that was really, really cool. Especially how it showed like the at the very end of Avengers happening in that movie. And Iron Man got to see what happened like after the Avengers movie. I thought that was just super, super cool to see. And Cap versus Cap was fantastic as well. So there were definitely things that I liked about the time travel aspect, but I don't like the fact that that just really complicates things for the future of the MCU. It's like, okay, now there's all these different timelines and different universes that all split up because of what they did here. Yay. And I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that because that just complicates everything way too much. I just want it to be like one story set in a linear timeline and stuff. I don't want all these different universes and timelines and all of this stuff. I hate that. Honestly, I hate that. So I hope that they don't go down that direction, but who knows? And yeah, just not really a fan of that, to be completely honest. When did I cry during Endgame? I'm gonna be honest. I actually did not cry during the Black Widow death scene. But I started crying when everyone came back, when everyone who had been snapped was brought back, and everyone like came through all the portals and stuff, and you see like pretty much everyone there, like literally everyone, and that was when I lost it. I just lost it emotionally at that point, and pretty much I was pretty much in tears for the rest of the movie after that because it was just so amazing to see just everything that they did ever since that point was just incredible to me. Um, let's see. What's your favorite part of Endgame? My favorite part of Endgame. My favorite part of Endgame was when Captain America used Mjolnir. That was amazing. Amazing. Super just oh man, I love that part so much. And our entire theater just freaked out at that part. Everyone just started screaming, cheering, clapping, and it was just incredible. It was so amazing. Oh man. Such a good part. Um, let's see. Least favorite part. Ooh, least favorite part. That's a really, really good question. The part that okay, this is probably my least favorite part, just because it was kind of the eye rolly part of the movie for me, was when man, how do I say this? Because okay, this is a really, really complicated thing, because there's this, the part like where all the females are together towards the end of the movie, and you see all the females together, and then they all like charge forward to stop Thanos from getting the gauntlet and all that stuff. And that part in isolation, I didn't have a problem with that part in isolation, because I don't care if there's a bunch of there's a bunch of female characters that we've grown to love over all these movies working together to try to get the gauntlet over there. That's totally fine with me. But the fact that it felt so forced, like all these women are spread across the entire battle, and then suddenly they're all right there. It's like, yay, let's do this. It's like, it was really cringy. It was really, really cringy. They could have done that in a good way, I think. They could have done that in a natural way that actually worked, but they didn't, and it just felt so forced. It's like, all right, we got to get all the women right here, right now. Let's do this. Okay, and then all the women apparently just magically show up. Like I said, in isolation, I didn't have a problem with that part. I thought it was a really, in one sense, I thought it was a good homage to all of the female characters who are just completely badass that we've grown to love throughout all these movies. And I thought that was cool. But the way that they did it, the execution was what I had a problem with. Let's just put it that way. So it was very cringy, and they could have done it a lot better, but they unfortunately didn't. So that was definitely one part that I didn't like. Another part that I didn't like, obviously, was when Captain Marvel was like, when Captain Marvel flew through the ship. Okay, when Captain Marvel flew through Thanos' ship and took the whole thing down, I hated that part. I hated that part. And honestly, they didn't. Captain Marvel wasn't all that bad in this movie. To be completely honest, like, she honestly wasn't terrible. But when she flew through that ship, up until then, there was so much tension. The battle was just so intense. You were just so into it. All these different characters were like, basically just trying to survive at that point. And then Captain Marvel came along, flew through the ship, knocked that out of the air, and then all the tension just completely left. Like, you could feel all of the tension in the audience just completely just go away. I hated that. I hated that part. And I don't even think that Captain Marvel was used terribly in this movie. The fact that Thanos actually did what he did with like punching her and basically outsmarting her using the stone and then punching her sky high, I thought that was great, because then it left it up to Iron Man to be the one that actually defeated Thanos, which was perfect. Iron Man totally deserved that, and he got it, and it was just beautiful. So I'm glad that they did that and not have Captain Marvel actually defeat Thanos, which I thought was going to happen for a second there. I was like, no, they're actually doing this. They're actually having Captain Marvel defeat Thanos. Please, no, please, please, please. So thankfully that didn't happen. But those were kind of the two parts that I had a problem with. And yeah, those were definitely my biggest complaints with the movie, for sure. RC has a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, RC. Hey, Josiah, hope all is blessed. What are your thoughts about the steel banging sound at the end of the credits? I think that was like an homage to Iron Man and Tony Stark when he was making his armor in the very beginning of the first film. I think that's what that was. I think it was just kind of like a nice, subtle little way to close off this entire thing with that sound of Iron Man, or Tony Stark rather, banging out that armor and just making that armor in that cave back in the first Iron Man movie. So I think that's what that sound was. Thank you once again for that, RC. I really appreciate that super chat. Let's see. How about Thanos in this movie? Let's see. Honestly, I didn't mind what they did with Thanos in this movie, because I felt like the Infinity War was Thanos' movie. Okay, that movie was totally about Thanos and Thanos trying to get the stones. Great. In this movie, it was about the original Avengers, and up to this point, um, pretty much pretty much all of the MCU movies are about the heroes, are about what the heroes are going through, and the villains are kind of. I mean, some of the villains are kind of cool, but for the most part, they're kind of like they're not as important as the heroes in a lot of these movies. So that was kind of the same thing with this, where Thanos. This definitely was an Avengers movie. This definitely was an original Avengers movie. So you know, I didn't mind what they did with Thanos in this movie. He still had a huge part at the end of the movie, and he was still very, very intimidating. When when Thanos was just laying on Captain America, I thought he was going to kill him. I was like, nope, this is it. This is it. Cap is dead. There's no way Cap is going to survive this. So there's a part where they had like Thor, Iron Man, and Cap all fighting Thanos at the same time, and he was still beating their the crap out of them. So he was still really powerful, really intimidating, and I love the fact that they changed his character in a way where like he was so annoyed with Earth at the end of the movie. He was like he changed his mission from okay, I'm gonna bring balance to the universe by wiping out half of life to I'm just gonna wipe out Earth. I hate Earth, and the people on Earth are so annoying. So I'm just gonna take them all out. I thought that was a really interesting character development that they gave him there too, and the fact that Thanos, after he saw into the future and saw that he actually had won with the gauntlet and stuff, and he was like, "I am inevitable." That was really cool how they played off of that as well, and they showed like Thanos is like, "I'm gonna win." There's nothing these guys can do to stop me. So I thought that was all really well. I thought that they still kept Thanos very complex in this movie with all of those different elements of his character. So yeah. Let's see. Arfin says instead of Captain Marvel fighting Thanos in the end, a Hulk versus Thanos rematch would have been better. Don't you think Hulk didn't get to smash much? I totally agree. They totally should have done a rematch between Thanos and Hulk. That was definitely something that was lacking in the movie. I totally agree with you there. They should have at least given us something. And look, I don't even know if that necessarily should have replaced what they did with Captain Marvel because I thought it was cool how Thanos beat Captain Marvel at the end. I thought that was great. Um, that was kind of like the last straw to that. I mean, everyone was like, Captain Marvel's the strongest and she's going to beat Thanos. But then Thanos just punches her out of the sky, which I thought was great to show how high the stakes were with that. But they should have at least included a Hulk versus Thanos fight somewhere in this movie as well. I totally agree with you there. Let's see. We have proper Josiah. Proper Josiah is in the chat. Let's see. Fat Thor was Yeah. Honestly, I know a lot of people had complaints with what they did with these characters, like with Professor Hulk, Fat Thor, things like that. But honestly, I didn't really have a problem with it because it showed how everyone was dealing with life after the snap. The snap is the most devastating thing that's happened in the MCU. And honestly, one of the most, if not the most devastating thing we've ever seen in cinematic history. Like, he wiped out half the universe. That might be the biggest thing that's ever happened in cinema history. Now that I'm thinking about it, wow, that's actually crazy. So it was really cool how it showed these heroes who were supposed to protect Earth, protect the universe, how they dealt with life after the snap. Thor, he was the one who was in the first in Infinity War. He was the one who was going to kill Thanos. He had Stormbreaker. He threw it at Thanos. He got him in the chest. And because of that, because he didn't go for the head, he failed. So I thought it was cool how they showed how he basically he couldn't deal with that much guilt after that. So Fat Thor, in a way, didn't bother me. But I think what they should have done, and this was a mistake on their part, I think towards the end of the film, like right before the climax, when he gets like Stormbreaker and I think he might have had Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, and then the lightning was striking him, and then his beard changed and stuff. I think they should have gone from Fat Thor to the Thor we're used to seeing again. I think that they should have done that instead of just having him fat throughout the entire movie. that was a big mistake on their part. I think if they had done that, I would have been way more okay with Fat Thor, because it would have been a cool like character development for him in a way, showing him from like picking himself up, taking on the responsibility of beating Thanos and stuff. So I think that was a huge creative mistake on their part. Rune King Thor. Who's Rune King Thor? Let me see here. Rune King Thor. So it's like a really, I don't know. Guys, I really don't know too much about the comics, so you're gonna have to explain who Rune King Thor is, because I literally have no idea. Um, how's that monster? Oh, it's delicious. It is delicious. It's the only thing keeping me awake right now, guys. Plus, I have another one for the morning when I wake up to have to go to work. So yeah. Mm. Plus, guys, I do have my cotton candy with me. So yeah. I'm ready to get sugared up and buzzed up and all that fun stuff. Um, okay, let's see. Retro says they took out Iron Man because they got tired of paying Robert Downey Jr. $1 billion per movie. Honestly, that I'm sure that played a part in it, because yeah, they paid Robert Downey a ridiculous amount of money for every time he showed up in the MCU. But at the same time, it was really beautiful what they did with him. You know, the MCU started with Iron Man, or I should say, these phases of the MCU started with Iron Man, and then it ended with Iron Man and what he did to stop Thanos. And I thought that was beautiful, especially, you know, you think back on like a lot of the different nods that they had, like in Age of Ultron, where Iron Man's having the visions of like everyone dead and he failed and all that stuff. I thought that was really cool. It just shows how like they've been setting this up for a while, and Tony Stark really has had a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, a lot of that feeling like he was a responsible one to defeat Thanos and stuff. So I thought it was cool how they ended it with him, and his death was so beautiful. It was perfect. They could not have done that any better. Honestly, they couldn't have done it any better. The fact that they had Peter Parker there, which, you know, Iron Man was there when Peter Parker was snapped and stuff. So it was cool how they kind of reversed that to have Peter Parker there with Iron Man when he died. That was amazing. Pepper Potts being there, telling him that they're going to be okay. It got me so badly. I haven't cried at the death of a character that hard in a long time. That really, really shook me. Really, oh man, it got me so good. It was powerful. It was really powerful. And you know, like I said in my spoiler-free review, the first half of this movie, I had a really hard time getting on board. I had a really hard time getting on board with what the Rousseau brothers were doing with the timeline stuff, the time travel, all that stuff. I was just like, I'm not really liking this direction. I'm not really on board with this Rousseau brothers. But then the second half of the movie, kind of like, oh man, like I would say probably like around the time when Hulk snapped his fingers and stuff, you know, to bring everyone back. That was kind of like when I got on board really, really heavily with the movie. And ever since then, I was just totally on board. And that second half of the movie is just perfection. Seriously, I love it so much. It's just so powerful. Really good stuff. Tina is in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Tina. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Old Man Cap will be a thing if Sam Wilson Cap fails, which I hope it does. By the way, Old Man Cap is an actual thing in the comics. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, I think they kind of did that just because, like, come on, Captain America is kind of the lifeblood of these movies in a lot of ways, and I think they kind of did that just to have the possibility of bringing Cap back if they need to. I think that's kind of what they did there. So, But at the same time, I thought it was beautiful what they did with that movie as well. Like the fact that uh, they showed Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter dancing at the end of the movie was honestly the perfect way to end this movie. I was like, "Yep, that's perfect. That's perfection right there." There's no other way they could have ended this movie and made it even more beautiful. I don't know. I love that ending, and they had like that just that peaceful music playing. That peaceful music as they were dancing, just playing, and then it went to the credits, and it's just like, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I was heartbroken when Tony Stark died. It destroyed me. Echo Base Network with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I'm mixed on it and the ending. I wish Cap and Tony would have still been around and kind of just rode out into the sunset. Fat Thor was funny but got old. Yeah. Um, let's see. I wish Cap and Tony would have still been around and kind of just rode out into the sunset. I mean, Cap kind of did. He kind of had his riding out to the sunset moment and stuff, with Peggy Carter. And he had a happy ending. He really did. Um, Obviously Tony Stark kind of had a different situation there. But I thought what they did with Tony Stark was perfect. Like Tony Stark, just look at the journey of Tony Stark, okay? In the first movie, he's an absolute douchebag. He's a jerk. He thinks about nothing but himself. He cares about nothing but himself. And then look at him at the end of Endgame and how far he had come throughout all of those movies. How much his character had grown. By the end, he was a playboy who slept with pretty much every woman in the first movie. By the end, he had a wife. He had a daughter. He seemed like he was a great family man, actually. And then he sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself to take down Thanos and stop Thanos and save the universe. It's amazing. Like his story is just incredible over all these films. It really is, and there's no other way they could have done that. Like I think what they did with Tony Stark was just beautiful. It was just so beautiful. And I agree. Fat Thor was kind of funny at first, but it did kind of get old after a while, and they totally messed up by keeping him just Fat Thor throughout the entire movie. I really did not like that at all. So I agree with you there. Thank you once again for that Echo Base Network. I really appreciate that super chat. You rock, and I appreciate your support. Let's see. Yeah, Hydra Legends. It was a trip down memory lane, and that's the thing about this movie. Okay, this movie wasn't a masterpiece. This movie was not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination. Objectively, there were a lot of issues with this movie, with the writing, the editing, and all of that stuff, especially for like the first half of the movie. But this movie was a love letter. This movie was a love letter to the past 11 years of the MCU. And yes, it was kind of a messy love letter. There were definitely issues with this movie. But I think as far as a love letter goes, as far as, showing showing how much they really gave to the past movies and stuff, showing all of the callbacks, showing all of the traveling back to different events, showing everything, all these different characters. I mean, it was great. I loved it. I loved the fact that they went to things like the Battle of New York. I love the fact that they showed like Freya once again. And honestly, I loved all that stuff so much. I loved it. And yeah, like I said, it was objectively, it was not a masterpiece at all, for sure. I totally agree with you there if that's what you think. I think objectively speaking, Infinity War is by far a better movie. But this movie really, really did a fantastic job just paying homage to the past 11 years of the MCU. And I don't think there's any other way they could have done it differently that would have done it better. Seriously, I really don't. Um, let's see. Thank you for that super chat, Entertainment Hacker. And let's see. Oh, I guess it's kind of in the morning for you right now, actually. So I guess I'm not keeping you up super late or anything. So thank you for that, Entertainment Hacker. I really appreciate that. Um, let's see. And Cass, thank you for that super chat as well. I really, really appreciate that. you rock, and I appreciate your support. I see you in my streams a lot, so I really do appreciate you, Cass. And I did see you over in Gary's stream as well. So yeah, I appreciate you bouncing to my stream. I really do. Let's see. Retro dealer, too long. I fell asleep halfway. My daughter woke me up. Oh boy. I mean, I guess I can kind of understand why you'd fall asleep during the first half a little bit. The first half was a little bit slow. I kind of agree with you there. But as someone who watches long movies all the time, I didn't really have a problem with that. I actually, a lot of my favorite movies are really, really long movies. I mean, look at Lord of the Rings, which are like my favorite movies of all times. Of all time, those movies are super long. Blade Runner 2049 is up there for me. Lots of really long movies. So yeah. Let's see. Way too much Nebula? I wouldn't say so. I like the fact that they had Nebula as a pretty major part of this movie. And I love the fact that she killed her old self. Like, I thought that was a really good symbolism there, showing Nebula, you know, killing her past self and just becoming a new person. I thought that was great. So I thought that was really cool. Let's see. I love that Nebula is a big part of this movie, and I agree with you there. Only thing I had issues with a certain SJW scene during the big fight. And I know, I mean, yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the stream, but yeah, I totally agree with you. I did not like the fact, I did not, and I kind of explained it where I didn't mind in isolation what they did with that. I'm assuming you're talking about the part where it showed all the women coming together and stuff. In isolation, I did not have a problem with what they did there. It was just the execution of that really bugged me a lot because it felt so forced. It was totally on the nose and it was really cringy. So yeah. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be the new Avengers. Why so much Nebula? I mean, it could be. It could be. I know there's going to be another Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So let's see. Yeah, that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So they probably won't be the new Avengers, but I think that Nebula will continue to play a bigger role in the MCU, and I'm totally fine with that because Nebula's great, and I love her story. And I was really hoping that they were hinting at that Thor is going to be the next Guardians movie. I mean, I really, 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 really hope that happens. As long as it's not Fat Thor. I don't know if I can deal with Fat Thor for another movie, but if they do that where they have Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor working together, because Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt play off of each other on screen better than anyone else. Their scenes together are the best. I love their scenes. They just have great chemistry between each other, and it's just hilarious every time they're on screen together. So I would love to see them in a movie more together. So yeah, I think that would be great. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to be happening with the MCU moving forward. So who knows about that. Party on Sparty with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, my friend. I appreciate that. I love you, buddy. Well, I love you too, Party on Sparty. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that, man. Let's see. Hey, Josiah, my eyes got watery at times, but I actually cried on that last scene with Cap dancing with Peggy. Simply beautiful scene, plus the music. I totally agree. I was so emotional during all of that stuff. It really, really got me. And the funny thing, I mean, like I said, the funny thing is that I didn't get super emotional during the scene where Black Widow died. I started to get really emotional when everyone that had been snapped and everyone who was like from previous movies and stuff came through the portals and were there for the final battle. That's where I lost it emotionally, and I just pretty much just cried throughout the rest of the movie. And that doesn't really ever happen to me. Like, I get choked up in movies sometimes, and every once in a while I'll get maybe like a tear here or there. But this movie actually had me pretty wet in the eyes, let me tell you. So yeah. I mean, I was just thinking as I was watching this movie, I was just thinking back on the past 11 years of the MCU. It was just crazy to be like, wow, this journey of these movies has been here for like a really long part of my life, and it was just really, really just crazy just thinking back on everything and how much I've changed over the past 11 years, and just seeing how much everyone has grown in these movies over the past 11 years. So yeah, it was crazy. Um, let's see. Rocket being so attached to Thor is so good to me. Yeah, I love Rocket and Thor's relationship as well. That's why I feel like Thor would work so well in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie because he just plays so well off of those different characters. He really does. Like everything between Rocket and Thor is fantastic. Everything between Thor and Star Lord is really, really good. So they could totally do a fantastic movie with that. I just don't think they're going to, but I am still hoping that they do. I started clapping when Cap danced with Peggy. Yeah, that was fantastic. It was just beautiful. It was so beautiful. And that's really the only word to describe it. It was just it was beautiful. Imagine coming into the MCU having to replace Cap or Tony. Impossible job for anyone to really feels like the end. Yeah, for me, honestly, guys, I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. To me, this is kind of the end of the MCU for me. And I'm not saying I'm still going to be hopeful for the MCU moving forward. I'm still going to be excited, probably a little bit for the movies moving forward. But as far as the MCU as I know it, the MCU that I've known ever since I was a teenager and stuff, this is kind of it. This is the end chapter. This is truly the end game for me for the MCU. And it's really sad to say that, but it's just the truth, you know. Moving forward, the MCU is going to be completely different. And so that's why I personally am kind of emotionally detaching myself a little bit with the MCU moving forward because I don't know what they're going to be doing. I don't know. I mean, everything kind of points to them just going completely woke with the MCU, and I really don't want that to happen, guys. I really don't. But honestly, that's probably what is going to happen. I really think that they're going to be. I really think that they're going to be doing a lot of drastic changes with the MCU, maybe even more retconnings with it. And you know, that's fine, I guess. You know, this is if they want to do that with the MCU, then have at it, I guess. But I'm just glad this movie really closed the chapter for me of what we have for the MCU up to this point. We have 11 years of great movies. And for me, this is it. You know, this is these movies up to this point are in their brackets. They're all set, and that's fine. I'm glad I have this section of the MCU that I can go back to and just appreciate. Moving forward with the next part of the MCU, I'm emotionally detached from this part of the MCU up to this point, and I'm probably going to be that way until Marvel proves that they aren't going to go down the route of wokeness and stuff, which definitely looks like that's not the case. It looks like they're going to be pretty doggone woke with the MCU moving forward. But yeah, I'm glad that this movie was able to close off what we have in the MCU to this point. So yeah, it's just weird, man. It's just weird. Um, as Guardians of the Galaxy will be a blast. That would just be perfect. That would be perfect. It really would be. Um, the MCU I will still go see, but the hype won't be there. I totally agree with you there. I'm still gonna go see these movies for sure. Um, but it's probably not gonna be the same. It's just not gonna be the same for me. Sad day. The wokeness is settling in. It really is, unfortunately. Um, Same. It's honestly the end. I watched Iron Man 1 when I was in fifth grade. These movies grew up with me, and it cannot replicate those feelings going forward. Totally agree. This is yeah, I don't know, guys. This is weird. It's just weird thinking that this is kind of the end of the MCU as we know it. Um, such a weird thought. Such a weird thought. That whammon scene was very out of place. Didn't flow with the rest of the battle. It was like pause, insert the whammon. Totally agree. It really was jarring. It really was, and it was just like so obvious what they were doing on screen. It really took me out of the movie for a moment. I was like, wow, they're really not hiding this at all, are they? So yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I didn't in isolation. I don't mind that much because I like the fact that they gave homage to all these amazing female characters that we've grown to love so much over the past 11 years. So in that sense, I didn't mind necessarily what they did. It was just the execution of it that I had a big problem with because they pretty much just like stopped the entire battle. Okay, bring in all the women. Come on, guys, come on. All right. Is everyone all set? Okay, is everyone in their places? Oh, hey, Valkyrie, get over here, quick. All right, are we all set now? Okay, good. Okay, now let's roll the film again. Let's go, everyone. Okay, move forward. Oh man, that's pretty much what it felt like during that movie. So the last MCU movie I saw was Infinity War. I started shutting it down after that. I'm kind of glad I did now. Hadn't planned to, but it happens. We'll look forward to future reviews. Thank you for that, Tina. And yeah, Infinity War is a great movie. Honestly, you know, you could easily skip Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, but I would say I would recommend you watch an Endgame if you get a chance to see it. I'm not saying you have to or anything, but I would say Endgame is definitely worth it because there is a lot of really good stuff in this movie. I don't know if you guys agree with me in the chat or anything, but that's kind of how I feel. I feel like Endgame is a really good closing for what we have in the MCU up to this point. Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty much kind of saying goodbye to the MCU, unfortunately. Yeah. What Black Widow movie that was the end? Yeah, no, they're actually making a Black Widow movie. Nobody knows anything about it up to this point, but it's probably going to be Black Widow. I don't know. I guess I can't say one way or the other, but my guess is it's probably going to be set in the past, showing probably a younger Black Widow. That's what my guess is. I'm not sure how I feel about that because I don't know. I mean, I guess they could use the de-aging technology for Scarlett Johansson if they wanted to do like a young Black Widow. That would actually be really cool. They could totally do that now because the de-aging technology has gotten really good. So if they did something like that, that would actually be really cool. I would actually be pretty excited about that. Um, yeah. Let's see. Captain Marvel was a big no for me. Ant-Man and Wasp kind of forgot about it. My brother will load Endgame to our Voodoo account at some point. Maybe then, maybe don't know. Yeah, I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp wasn't like a bad movie or anything. It was just kind of forgettable, like you said. It was a pretty forgettable movie. It didn't really add anything beyond the pretty much the only thing it added to it was the post-credit scene, to be completely honest. Or no, the mid-credit scene, I should say. So yeah. Great stream, mate. Gotta work tomorrow, so I'm piecing out. Rock on. Thank you, John D, for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Appreciate your support. I hope you have a great day at work tomorrow. And yeah, I will talk to you later. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm done. All I care about is what they do with Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know. That'll be interesting. I'm actually kind of excited for Spider-Man Far From Home. Not gonna lie. And that's actually going to be officially the end of Phase 3, according to Kevin Feige. Endgame, for some reason, wasn't the end of Phase 3. It's actually Spider-Man Far From Home, which I think is just really weird. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. But I totally agree with you. I'm actually kind of excited for Far From Home. I hope it's really good. But I don't know. I hope because Sony is kind of involved in some ways with Spider-Man and everything that has to do with Spider-Man and his side of the universe. I hope that kind of balances out the wokeness a little bit more with Spider-Man, but I'm not entirely sure, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I love Infinity War. Infinity War is a fantastic movie. I really don't want to say bye. It's really weird not looking forward to the Avengers without Cap, Iron Man with Thanos building up in the background. It will never feel the same again. And I agree. Like, and the weird thing is that they could have made me more excited for the MCU moving forward. They totally could have if they played their cards right. But unfortunately, they didn't because obviously pretty much everything they've talked about so far up to this point about the MCU moving forward has been about the identity politics about the MCU moving forward, and that doesn't get me excited. That does not get me excited for the MCU because I don't care about the identity politics. Um, let's see. Currently job hunting in this chat has been a great boost for me. Thank you so much for being awesome. Well, thank you, Ben, for being here. I'm glad that we can be here to keep you company as you job hunt. I hope the job hunting goes well for you, Ben. And thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Um, I'll give Far From Home a try. Yeah, I will too. Honestly, I thought the trailer was pretty good. It looks way more interesting than Homecoming did. I don't know. Homecoming just it wasn't. I wasn't like a huge fan of Homecoming. It was. I feel like they didn't really do anything new or interesting with that movie. So yeah, I just wasn't a big fan of Homecoming. But Far From Home actually looks like pretty cool. And Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is fantastic. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal is probably my second favorite actor, if not my first. It kind of depends. But yeah, so I'm really excited that he's actually in that movie. Um, let's see. All of Spider-Man's friends had to have been dusted, or they would be 5 years older. Yeah, that was really weird. Like, and I guess it would make sense if it was just his friend, which I totally can't remember his name off the top of my head. I can't remember what his name is. It would make sense if it was just him that had been dusted. Like that would make sense. But on the other hand, has it been confirmed that there was other kids there that were from his school that were still there? Like, I don't know. I'd have to watch it again and try to pay more attention to that. But yeah. Ned, that's it. Thank you, Senate. Um, what would you give it out of 10? I would give it 9.5. Out of 10, right now, I'd probably give it 9. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 right now. And that's probably gonna fluctuate either up or down depending on my second viewing. And I'm really, really, really excited to see it again to have a more formed opinion on the movie because it really just depends on for me how that first half of the movie plays on a second viewing. It's either gonna get worse and I'm gonna notice a lot more problems with it on a second viewing, or it's going to really come together a lot more solidly on a second viewing, especially when I know what happens in the second half. So it really just depends on that. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to see it again. I'm hoping maybe Sunday or maybe tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Sunday, I'm definitely going to be checking it out again. And I'll definitely give you guys another update on what I think about the movie after I do that. Infinity War is easily a 10 for me. Infinity War is a 10 plus for me. Infinity War is fantastic. So yeah. Michael Keaton is definitely a highlight of the of Spider-Man Homecoming for me as well. Him as Vulture was just brilliant. So I totally agree with you guys there. Totally agree with you guys there. Michael Keaton is just a gem. He really is. He's fantastic. If you guys want to see a really interesting movie that he's in, it's called Founder, and he plays like the dude who basically stole the idea of McDonald's, like the franchise of McDonald's, from the brothers who founded McDonald's, and then he became like the guy who was basically known for McDonald's. It's a really interesting movie. If you guys are just looking for an interesting movie to watch about that Michael Keaton stars in, I highly recommend that. It's actually really interesting movie to watch. So yeah. Sorry guys, I watch all sorts of movies. Like I watch really obscure movies and stuff. So yeah, if you guys ever need a movie recommendation, just let me know, and I probably have something for you depending on what you're looking for. So yeah. Let's see. Real Captain Jack is in the chat. Hello. You are my Captain Jack, and I'm gonna tell you that every time I see you in the chat. So, oh man. Um, let's see. Warner Brothers is doing either a weekend or a one-day release to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Batman 1989 next weekend. I can't believe it's been that long. Wow, that's insane. Wow. Um, but yeah. Um, Yep, no problem, Cass. Definitely check out that movie. He was always a gem, very underrated at times too. Totally agree. Game of Thrones this Sunday, even more sadness after Endgame. Oh man, this episode is gonna be rough, guys. This episode is gonna be really rough. I can't wait to talk with you guys about it. We're going to be doing the Game of Thrones stream on Monday again, but it's going to be a late night stream probably. It's not going to be in the morning because I didn't get very many people that came out to it when I did it in the morning. Probably people were just getting out of bed and stuff when I did it in the morning. So it's going to be later in the evening stream on Monday for Game of Thrones. So I hope you guys can make it there because it'll be fun. And I'm going to have Black Angus on, and I'm going to have Drunk 3PO on that stream. So it's going to be a blast. I I like McDonald's even though it kills you, but I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of McDonald's really, but the movie is really interesting. So yeah. I think a special director's cut merger of Infinity War and Endgame would be one incredible 6 hours of cinema. That would be amazing. That'd be so cool. And I like the fact that even though these movies are both very different from each other, they do fit together really well, and they make a really really epic just story. It's incredible. It really is. People were cheering during the episode 9 trailer, which I was glad to see. Really, that's interesting. Um, let's see what trailers did I get for my movie. I had some weird like documentary about a farm, which was really random and weird. So that was a thing. And then yep, episode 9. We had episode 9. Oh yeah, Detective Pikachu. Can't wait for that movie, guys. Oh my gosh, that movie looks just so much fun. I can't wait for Detective Pikachu. It looks great. Um, episode 9. The weird thing about the episode 9 trailer, nobody really cheered or booed, and I've heard people say that their audiences booed during the movie as well, or during the trailer. But after the trailer was done for episode 9, everyone started talking. It was like everyone just started like talking to each other. They were like, and it was just like, wow, okay, well, everyone apparently has opinions about this movie. So yeah, it was really really funny. Um, are you excited for X-Men and Fantastic Four in MCU? Honestly, not really. I like the fact that the X-Men especially were kind of in their own universe. They were like in Fox's universe, and I love that because it was different than the MCU. The X-Men movies didn't feel like Disney-fied at all or anything. They felt like they had their own personality and their own style, I guess, you know. So I actually really liked that about the X-Men movies. So I was never a big fan of them becoming part of the Disney universe. So yeah. Am I ready for episode 3 of Game of Thrones? Oh yeah. I think I am. I don't know. This it's gonna be devastating to me probably. I'm terrified, but at the same time I'm really excited at the same time. Um Angus is a hoot. Yes, he is. Um I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I'll tune in. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Senate. You are a cool dude for doing that. Any good Benedict Cumberbatch movie recommendations? Hmm, that's a really good question. He was. I don't know if I'd really recommend that movie. It was a really interesting movie. It's called Imitation Game. And he was in that, and that was a pretty interesting movie. Honestly, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend the Sherlock show with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. That's a great show. I haven't seen season 4 yet, so I don't know how that season goes. And I know I really need to catch up on that. But the first 3 seasons were fantastic of that. So I highly recommend Sherlock if you haven't checked that out. I'll have to think about that with Benedict Cumberbatch because he's been in a lot of movies. But yeah. Um, let's see. Imitation. Yep, Imitation Game. There you go. Um, yeah, Gemini Man, which is just Will Smith versus Will Smith. I'm actually kind of excited for that movie. My theater showed the episode 9 and Godzilla trailers in 3D back to back. The audience went nuts. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I can't wait for Godzilla. It's going to be incredible. It might be right up there as one of the most incredible movie experiences of this year, for sure. Hands down. Do you think this movie will beat Infinity War and Star Wars 7 at the box office? I really do. I really think it is going to. I really do think it's going to be them. I don't know if it's going to be Avatar. I really don't think it's going to be Avatar, but I think it will be second place probably in the best selling movies and stuff. Um. Oh man, your cinema showed the Lion King and Aladdin trailer. Wow, that's sad. That's a little sad. Taika Waititi needs to direct more Marvel movies. I totally agree. He is, I believe, in talks for the Thor 4 movie. Not sure how I feel about that, especially with it sounds like it's going to be like a female Thor. So I'm not really excited for that movie, but from what it sounds like, Taika Waititi is going to direct that one. So if you're excited for a female Thor, then there you go. You can look forward to that. um, it's a bummer that Cap, Tony, and Hughes Wolverine never got to be in the same movie. That would have been really fantastic because those three have some of the best portrayals of comic book characters of all time, hands down. Yeah, Sherlock is fantastic. It's a really, really good show. Really well done show. Yeah, and I love Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's fantastic. Soy based Jeremy, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Um, yeah, if anything could be Avatar, it's this. Definitely, I agree. If anything has a shot of being in it, it will be this movie, but I don't think it's going to. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. There's people that are saying this movie might be a $3 billion movie. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this movie's going to make $3 billion. I really don't. And I don't think it's going to be Avatar. But I think it will be up there for sure. Before the movie went out, I thought it would be Avatar, but after, I think it will not. Yeah, and I kind of agree with you there. I think it's going to slow down. I don't think it's going to have as much steam. It might not even have as much steam as Infinity War did, to be completely honest. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens after. It'll be the second weekend box office that we'll have to really pay attention to see how big that drop off is there. Thank God I didn't get the Aladdin trailer. Totally agree that I'm glad I didn't either. That would have been yeah. I'm not that no not no no. I I don't think I'm gonna go see that movie in theaters. Even I really don't. It does not look that good, guys. It really doesn't. I'm not excited for Aladdin. I don't need that movie in my life. In fact, I think there's another movie coming out on that weekend that I'm actually excited about. Let me see here. Coming soon. Let's see what's coming soon. Guys, this is going to be a stacked summer. There's so many movies I'm looking forward to. Let me see. Where's Aladdin? Yeah, Brightburn comes out the weekend that Aladdin comes out. So I'm going to be seeing Brightburn. I'm going to be just skipping right past Aladdin, and I'm going to go see Brightburn because I'm actually excited for that movie. Yeah, no Aladdin for me. Everyone in my theater was silent during Star Wars Episode 9, but in The Lion King, people were laughing. Laughing? Oh, was it because of like the ending of that trailer with Timon and stuff? Um, I guess I can see that. But yeah, everyone was dead silent during the trailer for Episode 9 in my theater. Um, Yep, I don't care about female Thor either. I don't. It's not because it's a female. It's because I want Chris Hemsworth's Thor. That's the only Thor I want. If it isn't Chris Hemsworth as Thor, don't give me Thor. He's my Thor. Justin Bass, thank you for that $10 super chat. Hello from the future. Going to watch tomorrow after I see Endgame. I'm excited. Well, dude, the fact that you dropped a $10 super chat even without like being part of the stream is just wow. I'm actually kind of blown away by that. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that, Justin. You are the man. You rock, and I hope that you enjoy Endgame. And I'm really excited to hear your thoughts for Endgame. If you want to leave your thoughts for the movie, either maybe in my spoiler-free review, then I can check out what you thought about the movie. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are. Thank you for that, Justin. Really, I'm blown away by that. So thank you so much. These female reboots are getting annoying. I totally agree. Yeah, it's getting kind of out of hand. I totally agree. Do you think if it doesn't be Avatar, it'll be due to there not being a repeat viewing factor? I kind of do. I mean, Avatar was a really, really weird experience. Like they did so many different things with that movie in order for it to get that high of a box office and stuff. Like I believe they like didn't. Man, I'll have to research about it again. But I think what they did was they did like a 2D version, and then that was in theaters for a while, and then they did the 3D version, if I'm not mistaken, and then they did like an IMAX version or something along those lines. They really like played it to really get the box office that high, and it was. I'll have to don't take my word for that, but I know that they did something that was kind of along those lines in order for it to get such a high box office. Let's see. Those Disney animated movies turned into live actions are not necessary. Totally agree. I haven't been really enjoying too many of them. I really liked Pete's Dragon and Jungle Book. I actually kind of enjoyed too. But yeah, for the most part, I totally agree with you. I'm looking forward to Zombieland Double Tap. Me too. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing Palpatine be a shill. Yeah. Not sure if your theater will get Brightburn. Ooh, that'd be sad because it looks like a really interesting movie. Um, let's see. Oh man, Real Captain Jack says the market will eventually reset itself, and someday, 200 years down the road, Hollywood will learn how to make stories again. I hope it doesn't take that long because I'm not going to be around at that point. So hopefully it doesn't take that long, but who knows? That's why I'm really excited to see more like stories and movies from alternate places like Amazon Prime, Netflix. Netflix has been really weird with their original content recently, where I'm just not excited for anything they're putting out at all. But yeah, I'm excited to see what Amazon Prime is going to keep doing, and kind of Hulu, kind of Netflix. But I think we're going to get more alternative things like that will be pretty cool. So yeah. I did check out Fire of Learning, Soy Based Jeremy, and it's a really interesting channel. I've been enjoying some of their videos. Avatar was so forgettable, but the commercials had quotes from reviews saying the best movie ever made. Well, no, it's definitely not the best movie ever made. Even like from the visual effects standpoint, it's not the best. Yeah, sure, there are some really amazing things that they have in that movie, but even like the Navi, right? Is that what they're called, Navi or something along those lines? They're just not. They're not even like the best looking CG wise. Like I feel like even like Gollum from Lord of the Rings was better looking than those guys. Netflix is boring now. Thinking about canceling it after Stranger Things 3. Netflix is really not putting out anything that's great anymore. Honestly, like they really need to step it up because they're not doing a great job. I am excited for Stranger Things 3, and I really hope they do a season 4 for Last Kingdom. But besides that, there's really nothing else I'm excited about that Netflix is going to be coming out with. Um, I hope you've seen that he was attacked by SJWs. I didn't see that yet, Soy Based Jeremy, but I'll continue to look into that. So, guys, we're gonna kind of do something. We're gonna do kind of something here, okay? I just want to get like a general consensus, kind of get a unicorn store too. Oh my gosh, please no, please no. Why would they do that? No, I'm just kidding. They better not. They better not do that. That'd be the dumbest thing ever. But a lot of their movies that they're putting out now really feel like unicorn store movies. It's really weird. Um, they have some weird movie out right now that just came out a couple days ago, and it's about like BDSM, and I'm like, why? Why do we need this movie? Why Netflix? What are you doing? Why? Why? Literally nobody asked for a BDSM movie. Netflix. Um. Okay, so strip party. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, no. What we're gonna do? Okay, Captain Terror. I did not need to know that. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to. I want to get a general consensus of what people thought about Avengers Endgame. Okay, so we're going to do either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So get your emojis ready. Okay, and I want you guys to drop in the chat thumbs up or thumbs down for Avengers Endgame. Okay. It's still early. That's totally fine. Nice. I like that. I like that. Haven't seen it. What are you doing in the chat then, Captain Jack? You want to get spoiled, boy? You goofball. What are you doing in the chat if you haven't seen the movie? You're playing fire. Oh man. Okay. Interesting. We got some we definitely have a mixed opinions here. This movie is definitely a little bit more mixed than Infinity War was. There's a lot of mixed opinions on this movie. I was actually kind of surprised with that. When I saw like a lot of my colleagues like Odin's movie blog dropping a review where he basically hated the movie. Jeremy kind of on the fence with the movie. Things like that. I was like, wow, this movie is actually getting a lot of mixed responses, and I wasn't really expecting that. I guess I don't know. It was just kind of surprising. Um, let's see. You like being spoiled? Wow. Okay. All right. Make Love Not War, Stan Lee. That was a great part of the movie. I really like that part. I really need to see it again. So much packed into one movie. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking it out again sometime this weekend, and I'll give you guys more solid thoughts for sure. Um, let's see. I have a 4-year-old. I'll never get to see a movie again in theater. Oh man. Well, I have a 4-year-old as well, but I was able to go see the movie. So anything's possible, Captain Jack. Anything's possible. Odin really surprised you? Yeah, he surprised me too. I respect his opinion totally. But yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised. But I did unsub from Odin after I watched the video. I was like, I can't handle somebody having a different opinion than me. So I unsubbed. I unsubbed Odin right then and there. I'm just kidding. I did not unsub from Odin. I'm not gonna unsub from somebody just because they have an opinion that doesn't align up with my own. And I think that's silly. That's silly when people do things like that. Um, let's see. I wasn't a huge fan of Thor and Hulk throughout. It just didn't feel like the character, but overall, I still say 9. Even with Cap Marvel's dumb stuff. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that Captain Marvel stuff was overly dumb in this movie. I think I mean, sure. See, she said a couple lines that were definitely cringy. that definitely were eye rolly. But overall, she wasn't like terrible in this movie. Now, if she had defeated Thanos, if she's the one that beat Thanos, yes, that would be horrible. And the fact that she took out his entire ship just by flying through it was really stupid. But yeah. Let's see. Did you have to pee during the movie? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I got a bladder of steel, guys. I don't have one of those like little sissy bladders, okay? I got a man's bladder. So I was fine. I was fine throughout the movie. I even drank an entire icy during the movie. I was fine. I was good. She's just too strong, in my opinion. Oh, I totally agree. She's way too strong. She's way too strong. His opinion is incorrect, but I still love him. Same here. Same here. I don't agree with Odin for the most part in his review. I don't think the movie was a woke disaster. I wouldn't use those words to describe this movie, but I still love Odin and I respect his opinion. I'm going to check Endgame again. Me too, definitely. Many Odin subscribers unsub to him. Yeah, that's just silly. It's silly. I think that's really dumb to unsubscribe from somebody just because they have an opinion that you don't agree with. It's really stupid. But I guess that weeds out the I don't know, that just seems like that just goes totally against the mentality of what the fandom menace is when people do stupid stuff like that. So I don't really understand why people do that, especially in the fandom menace. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like you already know what kind of a dude Odin is. Like he's he's part of the fandom menace. Like, and you know that he believes in the people having different opinions and stuff, and still being able to get along. But apparently, there's people that were sub to Odin who didn't agree with his opinion, so then they unsubbed from him. I don't know. It's just really dumb to me. Yeah, I thought Captain Marvel was gonna kill Thanos at the end. I was like, no, 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 don't do this, don't do this. So I totally thought that was gonna happen too, unfortunately, but thankfully it didn't happen. Whole keg of beer and no pee break. That's right. Um, let's see. I am unsubscribing due to he never shows his hair. Are you talking about me? I used to show my hair all the time, guys, but then you were like, bring back the hat! Bring back the hat! And so I brought back the hat. You guys were whining about it, so then I was like, well, I guess I want the hat back. So then I brought back the hat. Now you guys are whining because you didn't see my hair, because you can't see my hair. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, okay? I'm messing around with you, okay? I love all of you. I love all of you. Um, you guys would probably your eyeballs would explode if you saw my hair right now, okay? Seriously, my hair is not in a pristine condition. Brad, you're not supposed to tell people that I have a blue mullet, okay? I'm trying to keep my SJW side hidden. I don't want people to know about my SJW side, okay? Shh. You don't think Captain Marvel's was the badass movie? You know why? Her scenes were so small, lol. Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad she wasn't a big part in this movie. So Josiah, what is next? What is next for movies? Is that what you're asking, Captain Terror? Do it? No, you guys. I say, I'm only gonna take my hat off if you guys pay me for it. Okay, I'm not gonna take my hat off unless you guys pay me to take my hat off. From above, Josiah is just a red button that brings out SJWs from behind the cat poster. Oh man, guys, did any of you guys see on Twitter the like the puppet that one of the Breebots made of me? Somebody actually took time out of their day to make a puppet out of me. Okay, and this was a pretty detailed puppet. It had a red hat and it had eyes. It had all of that stuff. And then they made a video with the puppet with me apparently talking like Hitler or something. And I was just like, "What are you? What?" I guess I'm so important to these people that they decided to make a puppet out of me, then make a video with me as this puppet. And it's just like, wow, I'm surprised that I'm this important to people. I mean, like, what you literally didn't accomplish anything, and you just continue to give me more content to make money off of you with. So keep at it, I guess. I'm not gonna do that person the favor of showing that video on my stream or anything. You guys can go find it on Twitter. I was just like, wow, this is beyond anything I've seen up to this point. This is insane. It was hilarious. Oh man, RC with a $5 super chat. Hat off time, guys. Okay, all right. If that's what you want, if you want the hat off, the hat is coming off. Okay. Oh man, look at that mess. Look how greasy my hair is. Oh man. Wait a second here. I look like Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3. There we go. That looks so ridiculous. Did I put it back on? Oh man. Hey, you guys asked for it. This is what RC wanted, so that's what you get. Oh man. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, okay? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Okay, I'm putting the hat back on. Calm down, everybody, okay? Jeez. You guys are this will haunt you forever. No, guys. I guys, I've been insanely busy, and I haven't had a chance to take a shower for a while. So I'm gonna probably. What time is it? 12:20. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm gonna have time tonight to take a shower. Uh, I really probably should take one though. But I'm actually gonna be getting a haircut. Okay, I'm gonna be getting a haircut. All of my hair is not all of it, but like I'm gonna be cutting it down like really short. I was doing my hair long for a while, and it was like, okay, this is something cool, I guess, something fun to try out. But now I just wear my hat all the time because that's what you guys wanted, and so now my hair is just annoying to deal with because of how long it is under my hat. So yeah, I'm gonna chop it off. I'm chopping all my hair off, and yeah, so I'm gonna be having like really short hair probably. So yeah, shave. Should I go bald, guys? What would you guys do if I actually shaved my head bald? What would you guys do about that? Don't do that again. Hey, you know, when people pay me, I do what people ask, okay? Oh man, you guys are really funny. Ankle reveal then? Ankle reveal when? Okay, well, if you guys want ankle reveal, then you guys got to pay me, okay? Belly button reveal? No. Okay, come on. Come on, guys. There are some things I'll do, okay, but there are some things I will not do. Belly button reveal will not be one of them. That's just weird. That's just super weird. uh unsub, no hair, no sub. How much to shave off each eyebrow? Oh my gosh. No, I'm not shaving my eyebrows. I will not. I refuse. I refuse to shave my eyebrows. Okay. That would be terrifying. Yeah, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll. I mean, what I was gonna do is just like try with my hair like super super short, probably the shortest I've ever had it, just like really really short, and just see how it looks then, and then maybe I'll go for it. Because guys, let me be completely honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna kind of nerd out for a second here. Okay, Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings is one of my favorite characters of all time. I love Ragnar so much. He's such a freaking cool character. And I was always like, man, I would love to like just be bald and tattoo my head. Like tattoo my head with like I don't know, Norse inscriptions or something like that. Dude, that would be so epic. I might do that someday just because that'd be cool. That'd actually be kind of cool. Parody account. There you go. Somebody can have fun with that. Shaved hair, Josiah reveal. I'll pay. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I. Hmm. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Half the beard, like just like straight up half. Yeah, you guys need to stop objectifying me and sexualizing me. I actually kind of feeling uncomfortable with you guys doing that, and I'm starting to literally shake. Okay, I'm literally shaking right now, and hashtag me too. Okay, hashtag me too. Shave the eyebrows, keep the hair. No, that would be terrifying. Have you ever heard of Josiah the belly button unwise? Oh man. You guys are really funny. You're true. Oh man. Keep the eyebrows. It would be weird without. Yeah, I think I would look really weird without eyebrows. Just saying that right up front. Um Anything for money, you say? Not anything. I will not do anything for money, okay? I still have boundaries, okay? And you guys have to actually tell me in the chat, and I have to consent to it first, okay? Because I'm all about consent, okay? It's all about consent. Oh man, Captain Jack, you are not entirely wrong. Everyone without eyebrows looks weird. Totally agree. I mean, just look at Grima Wormtongue. I mean, he was nasty and he didn't have any eyebrows, right? Let me show you guys. In case there's any people who don't know who Grima Wormtongue is, which hopefully that's not any of you, but let's see if I can find a good picture of him. Here we go. Okay, let me screen share this with you guys. There you go. There you go. No eyebrows. Grima Wormtongue. Oh man. Uh okay, wait. Can you see it now, guys? Okay, there we go. See? No eyebrows, no eyebrows. Green Wormtongue without the eyebrows. um let's see. Will you eat a handful of habaneros for $20? Hmm. I might do that. I might do that. I don't know about a handful. That's kind of overkill. I might die if it was a handful. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to think about that, Captain Jack. But I might be up for that. I might be up for that. Grima creeps the crap out of me. Grima's a creepy dude. Shave your leg hairs because reason. No, I refuse to shave my leg hairs. Okay. But he had a great face. It was all right. Look up Powder the movie. Uh, Carolina Reapers. Do you want me to die? Do you actually want to kill me? Soy based Jeremy. Are you trying to kill me right now? Do I follow sports? I unfortunately do not follow sports like at all. I'm really sorry. I've never ever cared about sports. Guys, I don't know if you guys are cool with this, but I might see if I can get someone on the stream. I don't know. I might see if there's anybody around who wants to jump on the stream. Do you guys want me to do that? Give us the menu. Give what menu? Wait, didn't you ask me a question earlier, Captain Terror, and did I just totally ignore it? Uh, I could have sworn that you asked me some sort of question up here, but I don't see it. Um. Oh, okay. Yeah. After Endgame, what is next if you don't watch Game of Thrones? I watch Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, and I do a Game of Thrones stream every Monday. It'll be Monday evening this Monday, so definitely check that out if you want to, Captain Terror. After Endgame, let me see. Let me actually screen share this with you guys here. Let's take a look at the movies that are coming out here. Um, okay, let's see. So next weekend we have Ugly Dolls, which I'm so excited for. I can't wait for Ugly Dolls. It's going to be amazing. Just kidding. Um, and then the next weekend we have Detective Pikachu. I'm actually excited for Detective Pikachu. I am super excited for this movie, so we will definitely be reviewing this movie and talking about this movie when it comes out. And then Tolkien actually comes out the same weekend, so I'm gonna be watching both of these movies and doing reviews for you guys, and we will definitely be talking about both of these movies that weekend. So yeah, super excited for that weekend. That's gonna be a really fun weekend. Then John Wick Chapter 3, super excited for this movie. I can't wait for this movie. Um, I'm kind of excited for this movie too, but I'm not gonna be watching that in theaters. No, not Aladdin, but I am excited for Brightburn, so I'll be checking out Brightburn. And then Godzilla King of Monsters. Definitely be checking this out. I'm gonna go see this in IMAX 3D, hands down. Okay, so that's May. May is really stacked. All right, and then June. Yeah, I'll probably watch Dark Phoenix. I'll probably watch Dark Phoenix. Um, Men in Black International. Yeah, I'll probably watch that. I'll probably watch that. I'm actually kind of excited for this movie too. This is the one with Adam Driver in it and Tilda Swinton, and they like killed zombies. So that's kind of a fun movie. And then Toy Story 4, definitely be checking that out. There's not really anything coming out this weekend that I'm excited about. And then we have Spider-Man. Uh, I probably won't be checking out. I don't know. Stuber might be interesting to watch. I think I actually enjoyed the trailer for this movie. I did. I actually thought the trailer for this movie was pretty good. So I might see that movie. I don't know. We'll see. Then Lion King. Oh, yes. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I will definitely be checking this out. So, yeah. All these months are actually pretty stinking stacked. Jeez. Hobbs and Shaw. Super excited for that. Probably not going to see New Mutants. It's definitely not a priority for me. Um, Don't know how I feel about Artemis Fowl yet. I honestly, this movie's probably going to be a complete disaster. Not going to lie. So I'm probably not going to check that out. No, not really anything this weekend. And then It Chapter 2, September, definitely checking that out. And then that's pretty much the end of summer. And then Joker, yeah. So, there's still some movies that will be coming out after that I'm excited about, but that's kind of that's kind of a preview, I guess, of what you can expect moving forward for the movies that I'll be checking out. Let's see. Blind Josiah is in the chat. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's about to get crazy now. Tolkien and Detective Pikachu, super excited for those movies. Oh man, yeah, John Wick. I'm so excited for John Wick Chapter 3. It's gonna be so awesome. I should have never rebooted what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about there, soy based Jeremy. Man, am I out of the loop on most of these titles? Yeah, it's it's a pretty stacked year, not gonna lie. You know you're seeing Dora. No, I'm not seeing Dora. Honestly, if there was a live action Blue's Clues movie, you can definitely expect I'll be there for sure. I remember seeing a book called Artemis Fowl in elementary school. Yeah, it was actually a pretty popular book series, but I don't know. This movie just doesn't look that good. I didn't really think the trailer was that great. But blind Josiah, how do you know I swiped your hat if you're blind? Huh? That's the real question. What are your three favorite films? My three favorite films, Lord of the Rings. Yes, I count all three of them as one film. Otherwise, they would all be my three favorite films. Lord of the Rings. Probably A Monster Calls. A Monster Calls is an amazing movie, fantastic movie. And then probably Gran Torino is really high for me too. So it probably would be Gran Torino. But let's see, Blade Runner 2049, War for the Planet of the Apes, those are high up there as well. Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies up there. So yeah, those are kind of my guess. Those are kind of my favorite movies right there. Who would play the man with the yellow hat? The man with the yellow hat. I'm not sure who that is. Um, I liked Artemis Fowl when I was young. He had a big Russian butler bud who was like Hitman, but they recasted him as a person of color dude with weird hair. Yeah, they did. Of course they did because this is Disney after all. Um, David McCarthy says 41 years old, still have no idea what a Pikachu is or a Pokemon for that matter. Yeah, I mean they're just kind of like creepy animals, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of how I always imagine them as. But they also like fight each other. They do like animal fights with Pokemon. It's kind of weird. But yeah, what's your favorite old movies of all time? Old movies, like how old are we talking? I love Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock has amazing movies, so I really like a lot of his movies. As far as old movies go, that's kind of an interesting question. I'd have to look it up. I would have to look at my letterbox list because that's kind of where I keep a lot of my movies here. Let me see if I can find my list real quick. Old movies. I'm trying to think of old movies that I liked that I love a lot. I know that there's some for sure. Let's see. I guess it just kind of depends on how old we're talking here. Where's my where's my favorite movies of all time? There we go. Okay. Old movies. Saving Private Ryan. I guess it just depends on how old you're talking here. I don't know. Let me see if you say how old you're talking here. Um, 1950 to 1980s. Ooh, that's a really interesting time period. Let's see. Probably Blade Runner. Blade Runner would be up there. Alien. I think Alien was from the 70s or 80s, right? Aliens is definitely up there as well. Um, let's see. Princess Bride for sure. Um, Godfather, Godfather 2, Rocky, Platoon. I love Platoon. So yeah, I guess those are kind of some of my favorite movies. Those are mostly from like the 80s and stuff. Um, as far as like 50s go, 50s, 60s, 70s, I really like the I actually really like Disney's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I really like that movie a lot. There was like the old Treasure Island movie that had Christopher Lee in it. I really liked that movie. Yeah. Um, let's. Oh man, Blind Josiah. trying to get you guys to subscribe to him. He thinks he's the real Josiah around here. Oh yeah, I love Rocky. Rocky's fantastic. Let's see. What films do you quote all the time? Hmm. I don't really quote films that much, to be completely honest. I used to quote films a lot when I was younger. Not so much anymore. I guess the films that I usually find the most quotable would be Princess Bride. I think Princess Bride is probably the most quotable movie of all time. That movie is just like there's so many great quotes in that movie. Um, Napoleon Dynamite would be up there as well. Lord of the Rings. I mean I can quote pretty much all of the lines from Lord of the Rings. Those are kind of like the main three, I would say, probably. A platoon of real Josiahs are coming for you, fake Josiah. Josiahs will assemble very soon. Thank you very much. Oh man. Saw Endgame for a second time today. Unlike Infinity War, I feel like Endgame is meant to be seen once and that's it. The middle section is kind of long now, knowing how it pans out. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I can't really speak if I agree with you or not because I haven't seen Endgame for a second time yet. But yeah, after I see it a second time, I'll definitely let you know. Oh, for Princess Bride. Well, like let me think. Hold on a second here. Man, how's that go? You guys are putting me on the spot now. I can't think of any quotes, but have you seen Muppets Treasure Island? Oh yeah, I love Muppets Treasure Island. I love Muppets so much. I grew up watching all of the Muppets movies. Um, Muppets Treasure Island was probably my favorite. I really liked the Christmas Carol one as well. And then there was the one where it was like Gonzo, but he was like an alien or something, or like he had an alien family, and they eventually came to Earth, and they were like going to take Gonzo back with them, but then Gonzo was like, "No, I'm going to stay here," or something like that. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but yeah, I remember something along those lines. Let's see. Weirdest thing. The only Tarantino movie I really like is Pulp Fiction, but for some crazy reason, I can't stop rewatching all the rest of his films, especially Inglorious, Django, Hateful. So the only movie you like from Tarantino is Pulp Fiction, but you keep on rewatching his movies. Doesn't that mean you like his movies? I'm really confused by that. But Inglorious, Bastards, and Django Unchained and Hateful Eight are all fantastic movies. Those I love those movies so much. Django Unchained and Hateful Eight are some of my favorite Western movies, and I don't really get too much into Western movies, but those are fantastic movies. I love Tarantino's movies. Actually, Pulp Fiction is probably one of my least favorite Tarantino movies, surprisingly. Thanks for sticking around to be a conqueror. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic work day tomorrow. Thank you once again. Let's see. Ever seen the episode of The Muppet Show with Luke Skywalker, C3PO, and R2D2? No, I have not, but I feel like I need to watch that now. I'll have to definitely check that out. Have you seen Tombstone? I haven't seen Tombstone yet. Okay, guys, I have a question for you, okay? I have another question for you. I need your guys' help right now, okay? Okay, look. I've been kind of playing Red Dead Redemption when I get some free time and stuff, and I really, really enjoy the heck out of that game. That game is a lot of fun. And it's kind of given me the Western bug a little bit, okay? I've been actually wanting to watch more Western movies because I can't stand it because a lot of Western movies feel like they have the same plot and they feel like they have the same beats and the same kind of characters and they all kind of feel the same after a while. So that's why I don't really like too many Western movies, but I need your guys' help. Give me some really, really good Western movies that I need to check out. Okay. I'm talking about like really, really good Western movies. Okay. Not like the ones that all kind of feel the same. I don't want any of like the Magnificent Seven type of movies. I don't like I did not like Magnificent Seven. I want like really, really unique Western movies. I need some movies to check out here. Western movies. Okay. 310 to Yuma was good. I did like that movie. Outlaw Josie Wales. I grew up watching that movie. I actually have a really, really funny story to tell you about that. If you want me to, you guys want to tell you guys want to hear a really funny story about Outlaw Josie Wales? I'll tell you that in a second. Okay. Um, let's see. I have not checked out Tombstone, so I'm gonna write that down. Because actually, I think Tombstone might be watchable on Amazon Prime right now. Let me check. Let me check it out. Okay, let me see here. Tombstone. Okay, it's not watchable on Amazon Prime right now, but I'll definitely check that out. Ooh, has Kurt Russell in it? Ooh, and Val Kilmer. Oh man, yeah, I'm checking that movie out for sure, for sure. Let's see. The Searchers, great John Wayne flick. I grew up watching a lot of the John Wayne Western movies. Memento, maybe. I've seen Memento. I don't remember that being a Western movie though. Let's see. The Good and the Bad and the Ugly is actually one I haven't checked out yet, so I'll definitely have to check that one out. The Man with No Name, Unforgiven, Tombstone. I haven't seen Unforgiven yet either. So Tombstone, everyone's saying Tombstone. I will definitely be checking out Tombstone. Yeah, I actually, guys, I will definitely check out Tombstone. Yeah, Memento's a great film. I really liked Memento a lot, but I don't think it's a Western movie. It's not a Western movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't anything Westerny about that movie. But it is a really good movie. Um, okay, guys, I'm gonna be checking out Tombstone. Okay, I'm gonna check out Tombstone, and I'll let you guys know what I think because I'm pretty cynical when it comes to Western movies. So if I like it, then it did a great job. I saw Wyatt Earp a really long time ago. A really, really long time ago. I've not seen Stagecoach by John Wayne, I don't think. I don't really remember because I watched so many of his movies growing up. The Three Amigos. The Three Amigos is fantastic. High Noon. Interesting. I don't think I've even heard about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be checking out Tombstone for sure, guys. So thank you for that. And I'll let you guys know what I think about Tombstone. Okay, so you guys want to hear my funny Outlaw Josie Wells story? So, growing up, my parents were very strict on the types of movies that I watched. Okay, pretty much the only thing I watched when I was growing up was things like Blue's Clues, some of Disney's movies, things like that. I was like maybe 7 years old, maybe 8, and I was about 7 years old because this was before I watched Lord of the Rings, and that was like the moment that kind of changed my life, in a lot of ways. So it was before that, so I must have been like around 7 years old, and and my mom, she was gone for the evening. Okay, she was gone. She had to go. She was I don't remember. She was doing something for some sort of like cooking thing, pampered chef, something like that. So I was home with my dad. My dad was like, "Hey, you want to watch a cool movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so we sat down, and my dad put in Outlaw Josie Wales. This was the first Western movie I had ever seen, and it was the first kind of really like manly, cool dude type of movie that I saw. And I remember just falling in love with that movie. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, this movie's amazing!" And I was just like a little kid at that time, and I really loved that movie a lot. I really did. My dad was like, "Okay, we're gonna watch this movie, and it's really, really cool, but try not to tell mom, okay?" And so and so we watched the movie, and I was just like in awe of that movie. I really, really, really loved it. And as you all know, during that movie, Clint Eastwood really likes to say "son of a bitch" a lot during that movie. Well, okay, so the next day, okay, and I didn't know that was like a a bad word. Okay, I did not know that son of a bitch was something that you weren't really supposed to be saying. So the next day, I was just like, wow, this guy's really cool, and he's saying this really cool word. And obviously, he's saying it when he's like mad or upset or when something doesn't go his way. So the next day, I was at the grocery store with my mom, and I wanted a candy bar. I was like, "Mom, can I get a candy bar?" And we were at the checkout aisle, and the checkout lady was like checking us out and all that stuff. And I was like, "Mom, can I get a candy bar?" And she was like, not this time." And I was like, "Ah, son of a bitch." And the lady in the checkout was just like, and she was like an older lady. She was like maybe in her like 50s or 60s or something. She was like, "Oh my." And my mom, her face just immediately just went completely red. And she was like, she just looked at me and I was like, I think I might have just screwed up there. And so after we left the grocery store and stuff, she's like, "Where did you hear that word?" I was like, from the cool movie that dad showed me last night." She was like, interesting. Yeah, don't ever say that word again. Oh, it was funny. It was so funny. I can still just see the look on that lady's face when I said that out loud. It was like her mouth just dropped. There's like this 7-year-old kid, and just like just flat out just saying it just as boldly as Clint Eastwood did in that movie. It was just hilarious. It was hilarious. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was a great movie. Love that movie. Um, I no, I didn't get a paddling for that. Oh man. All right, guys. I'm going to let's see. It's 12:50. I really do need to go to bed soon because I have work tomorrow. True Grit, it was okay. I didn't really get into it that much, but maybe if I rewatched it, maybe I'd like it more. But I didn't really like it that much when I watched it. I'm really, 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 really picky when it comes to Western movie guys. Like really picky. Everyone that I knew was just raving about Magnificent Seven when it came out, and I did not like that movie. I don't know. I just did not like it. I was like, this feels like every other Western movie I've ever seen. One of my favorite Western movies. One of my favorite Western movies is Ridiculous Six. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix. Very serious movie. Very serious movie. There's a lot of really serious themes that they deal with in that movie. Really heavy movie. So make sure that you're in the mood for a really heavy movie when you go see that movie, because Ridiculous Six really gets it's a profound movie. It's a really profound movie. So yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm just kidding. I will say that movie actually cracked me up a lot though. I actually really enjoyed the heck out of Ridiculous Six. That was like that was like the epitome of my humor in that movie, and I loved it so much. Oh man. Anyway, guys, on that note, it was awesome talking about Avengers Endgame with you guys, hearing what you guys have to say. Before I end though, I just want to ask. I want to ask, what are your guys' thoughts about Avengers Endgame? Just get them out in the open now. Just like say a couple sentences of some things you want to say about Avengers Endgame, and I'll read them. I'll read them in the chat and stuff. I just want to hear your final thoughts about Avengers Endgame. Let's just get them out there, and then we'll do another stream obviously on Sunday, and we'll talk more about Avengers Endgame then. But yeah, I just want to know if there's anything you guys want to talk about right now from Avengers Endgame. I just want to hear what your guys' thoughts are about Avengers Endgame. So just get them out there right now if you want to, and then yeah, we'll probably wrap up the stream after that. I'd like to see the movie to see if I like it. That'd probably be a good thing. That'd probably be a good thing. Brilliant but lazy. Hmm. That's a very interesting way of putting it, and I can kind of see where you're going with that. Um, we're all just pawns in Josiah's game of life. Oh, by the way, guys, sorry to be changing the subject, but I have a really, really, really cool idea for a T-shirt. Like a really, really cool idea. You guys are gonna love this T-shirt. I'm so excited about this T-shirt. And so I'm gonna see if I can get it going. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see what the costs are and all that stuff. See what it costs to get something like that done. But man, this T-shirt idea I have is fantastic. I can't wait to share with you guys. It's gonna be amazing. So, just kind of a teaser there. I don't want to tell you what you guys what the T-shirt is gonna have on it because I kind of want to keep it a surprise until I get some conceptuals done for it and stuff. But man, it's gonna be a really really awesome T-shirt for real. I'm not just saying that to hype you guys up. I'm being completely serious. It's really cool. Endgame made me cry and giggle. The ending that I wanted, but still Infinity War was more superior. That's a good way of putting it. I agree with you there for the most part, Cass. Um, I do have to watch it again to kind of give a more solid thought about where I'd put it as far as like in my list of MCU movies. I highly doubt it's going to be Infinity War because Infinity War is just incredible. But we'll see. We'll see. It was great. Definitely a step down from Infinity War, but very satisfying. I agree. I agree with that. Yep. Fear the beanie. Feel the bean. Feel the bean. Ooh. Ooh. Fat Thor was the worst. First half was too drawn out. I agree. Thor looks more like Odin now. Yeah, kind of. Um, all right. Thanks for stopping by, Brad. Guys, I think we're going to end the stream on that note. Let's get some flaming emojis in the chat to end the stream. Let's get that final little wave of hype going in the stream. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for coming out. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys, and I can't wait to talk more about Avengers Endgame with you guys. This will probably be definitely a conversation we'll be having for a while because this movie is just such a big deal, and there's so much that happens in this movie. It's actually insane how much they put into this movie. So I'm sure we'll be having lots of conversations about this. Sunday we'll be doing a stream. Sunday afternoon we'll be doing a stream, and then Monday we'll be doing a Game of Thrones stream. Besides that, I'll be continuing to put out videos for you guys. I'll be covering any sorts of different movie news and things like that, so you guys can continue to expect those as well. And yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for coming in. I appreciate all of you so much, and like I keep saying, I recognize all of you. I recognize all of you being in the stream and stuff. You guys rock, and I appreciate all of you so much. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.